What if the story you've been living your whole life wasn't actually the truth?
What if it was just a set of old beliefs created years ago that are still running the show today?
I'm Victoria.
And I'm Milt.
And this is Rewrite Your Story, the podcast where we explore how the narratives in your head shape your life
and how you can begin rewriting them with clarity, compassion, and tools you can actually use.
Let's dive in.
Welcome back, everyone. I feel like anytime I say that now, it's like not serious because of how you feel about it, Milt.
I don't know how you could take it serious at this point. I think we've well established that it's just a great wait until you have a bunch of people yelling it back to you on the street. That'll be your moment that you know you've made it.
That would be, surreal. Oh my gosh.
Oh, of all the things, like there's like the worst things like celebrities talk about when they get seen and like someone will shout like their stupid catchphrase from like a movie they're the least proud of.
I'm going to change it. I don't hate it. It's not awkward. I love it. So yeah, if anyone ever sees me, if you're up in the Salt Lake area, you ever see me and you want to say, welcome back, that'd be great. I love it. So we're back. Cut out for you guys.
Yeah.
It didn't cut out for you guys at all, but surprise, new year, same technical issues.
We're still learning. We're 10 episodes in, or at least this is number 10.
Yeah.
So we've been posting consistently. We took a really long break. We both took like 2 weeks off of recording.
Yeah.
We very much leaned into the holiday as much as we could.
Which I think is nice just because I don't know about you. I do know about you. We tend to be very just like work driven, I think, and very like we treat ourselves like workhorses sometimes, to be so honest. So I'm glad and proud of us for embracing the holidays and actually taking that break because I needed it personally.
I didn't hate it. I absolutely loved it.
So, yes, show and tell. Milton's got his thing today for show and tell.
So my wife, if you've been watching any of our Instagram reels, you've met her. So we got these in our stockings. They're 4 little magnet balls, and she just found them on Amazon. And each one has its own texture and color. So they're all slightly different greens. Other people got different colors. And you can play with them individually or you can play with them together. And they're awesome. And I only drop them, 1 or 2 times per session. Unless I just do like the square or like this like weird where I just fold them inside and out of each other. I don't know. They're just fun to play with. They do more than one thing, but they're still basically not like I can't throw them I guess I could juggle them, but for like the texture side of it, like being able to just like sit and relax. Also, they're metal.
Oh.
So they're kind of strengthening my hands. So if you've got like carpal tunnel problems, like I've got arthritis in both of my thumb joints, I don't even play video games. Like that's what's so sad. I don't even like use these like all the youngins do.
Milton, you are on your phone so much. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, but I'm not like typing on my phone all the time.
Okay.
Either way, like if you have hand issues, you can kind of use these as almost like exercises for your hands and wrists and stuff. So I'm hoping in a little while that my thumbs will feel a little bit less in pain.
Who needs PT when you can get a fidget? Multifunctional right there.
I mean, that's what they have you do in PT anyway.
I love it. Awesome. Where are we at with our root fidgets?
Oh my gosh, I just got a message this morning. So the individual who's making them, his machine broke before Christmas. And then he just texted me last night and said, yeah, it's still not working great, my printer. Yeah, I was sad. However, did I tell you that I lost the first order of material? So we ordered the material to get our fidgets made, and they were on my kitchen counter one day, and then they were gone. So I've had to order material twice. His printer has broke down. So yeah,
Is this the universe telling us that we shouldn't do fidgets?
or I should just talk to Jordan, one of our other therapists.
That's true.
Did you not see what like I've got so many fidgets to show off because that he gave me just a bag full of fidgets
Oh, yeah.
as my secret Santa gift.
Yes, I remember that was so cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
So we're gonna do a little bit different today. We're gonna kind of just jump into the year. We kind of want to relax back into it before we get back into the heavy learning, and we'll jump back into that next one. And we just kind of want to give like, what did we notice as we were trying to apply this new model? What did we learn about ourselves and our people over the holiday weekend or
Yeah.
holiday weeks, I guess.
Yeah. The month
So-
of the holidays.
It felt like it. Well, no, it didn't because I was busy. All right. So your favorite thing you were telling us.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick too, let's be so honest with everybody that's listening. We got on here and we were like, what are we even supposed to talk about? We did not know we were at. We
I
were not.
yawned like 10 times in my session right before this. I felt so bad. I don't know why I'm a little bit more awake. Probably because we were goofing around beforehand and then the technical stuff. But it's interesting because like I'm kicking into teacher state and I can sense my energy getting a little bit bigger. But I felt so bad for my last I heard everything. I responded to everything, but my eyes kept drooping. So it's like I'm in that I'm falling asleep phase and they start like the tunnel starts happening and you like start hearing them get further away. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I felt so bad, but luckily, like, I mean, the client felt heard and they laughed at me and it was funny. And but still, like, yeah. So we jumped on this thing in like the best of states to do this. I love it.
Oh, it's so funny. So you're saying I was gonna tell everyone my favorite thing, and I don't remember saying that.
We were talking about the break being relaxing, and you were like, the favorite thing about the relaxing that you did. Does that
Hmm.
help you?
No, I don't remember saying that at all. But
Great.
this break was pretty chill. We usually actually go to Mexico, my family and I. We go
Oh,
to
yeah.
Mexico. Yeah, we didn't go to Mexico this year.
That's right. Normally, she rubs it in my
Mhm.
face for about 2 weeks beforehand about how I'm going to be on a beach for the next couple weeks.
So yeah, we usually go to Puerto Vallarta to be specific, and we just spend the whole week on the beach. This is the first year, and I put this together 10 years that we have not
Wow.
left Utah.
So what was that like?
Insane. It was weird. I was sad. I'm not a huge snow person. That being said, I do appreciate, a winter's day being inside and watching the
Inside,
snow. Yep,
but
inside.
not
That's the key
flushing.
word. So yeah, I was a little sad that I didn't get to see that, but apparently, like that hasn't happened in a long time. I was kind of hoping for a white Christmas, but it's okay. It was the first year I got to spend Christmas with my dog, which sounds so sad, but he
It's
usually goes
funny.
with my aunt. Yeah, while we're in Mexico. So that was cool. I got him this little advent calendar for treats. So that was great. That was fun.
So one of the things that we observed this year, this was our first real Christmas where we had everyone at home. Like my son came down from college. My daughter and her husband live in the basement. They're about to have my grandbaby. We had a baby shower to prepare for and a couple of other things that we're going to pack into the break. But we fully split Christmas Eve and Christmas this year with our daughter and our son-in-law. And so we had all of Christmas Eve was our traditional Christmas this year. So we did the big meal. We got shout out to our local barbecue joint, Fire and Smoke. They did our prime rib and funeral potatoes and mac and cheese. Oh, so yummy.
Oh my gosh. I love
You know,
me some funeral potatoes.
For people who don't know what that is, they are the standard dish that is served at every funeral in Utah. And now they've become the standard side dish for every Sunday dinner that has ham.
Also at every wedding. It's funny because they're
Yeah.
funeral potatoes, but they're also at every
We've never
wedding I've
changed the
ever been
name
to. Yeah.
to just fun potatoes. But
Yes. Oh,
they're delicious and wonderful. And there's like the different ways to make them. Like some people use cornflakes on the top, some people use potato chips. There's a whole, and then there's battles about which topping is better. Either way, we had a ton of food. We had a great Christmas Eve. We watched movies, played games all day. And then Christmas came and we did our traditional Christmas breakfast on Christmas Eve too, because again, two of our kids weren't going to be there. And then Christmas Day, it was just the three of us, my wife, me, and my son. And so we just hung out and watched movies. Although we did go back and watch two of our favorite movies growing up. Well, that I should say, two of my kids' favorite movies growing up. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas. I think it was my daughter. One of them had to watch that movie all the dang time. So we watched it all year. We didn't ever just watch it at Christmas. But it's been, I don't know, probably 10 years since we've watched it, 12 years. So it was cool to watch those again. And then we watched Stranger Things. And my wife was so happy because she has never watched any of the episodes. But me and my son were happy. And so, yeah, it was a very different year of just like hanging out. And, we played some games together with my son, but not really. We just kind of hung out and did our thing. And, it was good. It was
Yeah.
nice. But it was different, right? Like it's weird to like not have a big thing. So I noticed that like I had a longing for people, and we did like a Zoom call with all of my family, except for my two brothers that didn't come or may not have gotten the link. But again, like that's one of those things that we noticed, like nieces and whatnot who have babies now, and my daughter's about to have a baby, and the growing up and everything being different, and my mom being in Missouri and not anywhere close by. I don't know. It was just a cool thing to observe. Like, this is what I'm missing, but this is what it is now too. So yeah, it was an interesting Christmas.
Yeah. It sounds like too, like I think whether we realize it or not, there's so much pressure during that season. And it's from the media we consume, it's from when we socialize and go out to the store, like all those things. Even if, we go to Mexico, like it's literally just about relaxing, and it is very relaxing. And there still
For
does
all the
feel
workers.
well, and right. But sorry, I appreciate them so much. They're freaking amazing. But even then, there still is like this just internal feeling, I guess, of pressure, right? And of like, is it gonna be perfect? Is it gonna like, you know what I mean? And like, what does that mean? I don't know. So, and it sounds like with what you're saying, you didn't really experience that as much this year. It was a different vibe of just
It was a different
calmness.
kind of calmness. And so because it wasn't the perfect Christmas, which I don't even know what that means anymore.
Right.
Because if I look back, like this is what's really interesting. My Christmases have been different since I returned from living in Brazil in my 20s. So I lived in Brazil for 2 years. If you're anywhere around or from Utah, you might know what that means. I just like to call it my camping trip. So my 2-year camping trip. And when I got back, we used to do Christmas Eve with my mom's family, and we did Christmas Day with my dad's family. My dad's family kind of broke up while in Brazil. My grandpa had died. There was this big fight amongst my dad and his two siblings, and they stopped doing stuff. And then we tried to do it the year after I got home, not the first year back. No, it was the first year back because I got back in February. So that following December, we tried to do it again, but it was just all awkward. Everyone had attempted to make up, but it was just weird. And so we haven't done my Christmas magical time until we got married and then had my kids, right? And then it was all those traditions. And that was fun, but like now they're all adults. Like, they don't want to do however, I didn't mind sleeping in on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
If that's a tradition, I am all for until the grandbaby is old enough. And then we can go open presents with the grandbaby and then just go home
Right. Go back to sleep.
and go nap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what you're constantly comparing to, right? So this is like one of the things that we talk about in the Learn Pillar is that when we're observing, we got to start observing the filters we're using. So, was Christmas a good day, or was it magical? And what made it unmagical, not magical? What filters did I apply or not apply? And that's not to say that like it's your fault if it's not magical. It's to say that like how are you taking in this information, right? What are you
Yeah.
doing with the information about, you know, this wasn't what it was supposed to be? Or even worse, like what if it was an awful Christmas, and it was completely different than all the other ones because, someone had passed away, or, you know, your family got into a fight, or, heaven forbid the cops get called out to the party because someone got a little too drunk or something. And then that then shapes Christmas going
Yeah.
forward, especially if it's like, someone passes, right?
Yeah.
Like that shift of state that you go through, because that's not a filter that you just shake, right? It's not an experience that just goes away. And so I did think about that a lot of like all the clients that I work with, and the people that we serve, and how even ever since I think I said this last time we were on video, that I've changed my entire opinion of the magical season, because I work with people that, have had really awful events happen to them during the holidays, and it's not magical for them. And so I don't want to push a vision of what it should be
Mhm.
onto them.
Yeah. Well, and I think again, kind of like you were saying with the filters, like look at the expectations and look at how we then experience those expectations. And this idea of, again, magical is actually dread because of how high those expectations are.
Yeah.
And how when we shift that perspective of what like something is supposed to be or it should be, and instead come to that just like in the moment, in the momentness, when you just allow yourself to be in there and then in that and observe what's actually happening instead of, again, like what should be or is supposed to be or all those things. And even though I love me a good Hallmark movie, oh my gosh, do they set us up for that feeling of dread and failure though? Like every Hallmark Christmas movie is just this amazing happily ever after in this little small town with a white Christmas. No, what? Like none of those happen in real life.
Well, sometimes they do. I can look back and say I've had some really cool Christmas memories throughout the years. It's never been a toy that we've gotten our kids, because we've never been really big toys, but like the excitement they had when we would announce their activities they were going to do throughout the year, and the year that Gavin was going to be a junior zookeeper, and Anya got to go see Wicked, because musicals have been her life, whether it's in her genes or she just took our programming and ran with it. And like their excitement of like what were they going to get to do, and then the best part of that was that we got to have that kind of spirit throughout the year in some ways, because this was like their Christmas present. But then we've also had years that weren't great. We've had years that, were really crappy. There's one of the years that was here in Cedar when I was early in recovery and still struggling, and me and my wife got into a fight, and I went for a drive for a couple hours, and like that wasn't fun. And so even over the years where we've had our Christmases, I've still had moments where I've been my worst self and not the best version of me, or I'm not as present as I could have been, or take your pick, everyone else having their experiences. I mean, the COVID Christmas was awful, and that's only 4 years ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago at this point. I think there's value in also being okay that those moments happened. And it's not that I want to recreate them ever. I never want to have to go drive away from my house for 3 hours because I need to calm down, because no one needs that. But I also don't want to watch people go through the crazy pandemic again. And then, funny enough, we just started binge watching Downton Abbey again, and they're going through the Spanish flu phase. And I was like, oh, wow, this was like so similar. And it was the 2020s that we went through COVID, and it was the 1920s that the Spanish flu hit. I think there was another one in the 1820s, but I don't remember what it was. I think that it's the last 3 centuries we've had major pandemics in the 20s.
Really?
Yeah. It could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, that's okay. Someone can correct me. But yeah, so like reliving that moment again of like, oh wow, that was like not a fun Christmas year. And my mother-in-law had to go to the hospital, and just like stuff. People went through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Um, I'm kind of stuck on that idea of something happening for the last 3 centuries in the same year. That's crazy. Mother Nature, that's really crazy.
She is a cyclical character.
I love it.
So, why don't we talk about some of the things that we observed that were good outside of the holiday? Because
Yeah.
I'm sure you had time off from school. So,
Thank God we started it on Monday. So we're
I
already
know.
back in it. No, it was great. Share yours first. I want to hear.
It was interesting because we had my son down for the couple weeks, so it was nice. We had everyone here. It is just interesting watching events, taking time off and not having a ton of plans. We tend to go a lot of places. We typically end up in Vegas or something. Not that Vegas is always warmer because it's not always. Disney, we've ended up a lot in, and that's definitely not always warmer, especially like 7 o'clock at night. Then it starts to get down to 45 degrees with humidity is not fun, but we love it. And it was nice to just be and not have to rush anywhere, not thinking about meals a lot because, once you've got your big meals, you've got leftovers. And so we didn't like it really was like the most low key holiday we've had in a long time. And I really enjoyed just having time to not worry about work. I did try to do some work in my off time, as it were, but I tried to also not do work. Luckily, we had something to binge like Stranger Things because everyone else was binging it too. So that was kind of fun. But it was interesting to just be
Yeah.
and not have expectations. And if we decided to go do something, we went and did it. If we decided not to go do something, we just didn't.
I love that. I love that because it falls into, and I don't think this is just necessarily a spiritual thing. If I haven't already mentioned, I am a spiritual person, but the idea of like this time of year and this season is rest, right? Like that is like the
Hibernation.
symbolism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at what the animals do.
Yep.
The big bears go to sleep. Ah, I want to be a big bear. So yeah, this season is about slowing down and about resting and about listening to what our body is. We should listen to what our body is needing. I think it kind of goes with our learned pillar in general, like taking that step back just to slow things down, right? And anchor in what is happening. And with the healing pillar, anchoring in that emotional groundedness and really, again, observing what's needed rather than what we think we should want to do. And so I
The
love that. I love
expectation of
that.
what we should be doing, right?
R-
Because I still know people that had to go to 4 different places on Christmas Day.
Oh, sure. I have some friends that are like that. And I'm like, you guys, do you breathe ever? They're like, oh, it's just always so busy. I'm like, slow down.
Yeah.
But sometimes also with that, that is something that does energize people, right? And so like
It
that's
does.
where it comes in of what is it that your body actually needs? And if it is that socialization, and if it is that go, 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 that does align with your system and with your values and all those things, and like it feels good, great. Like lean
Yeah.
into it, I guess. But yeah, and that kind of goes into one of the things that I really observed. So again, because since we were here, I actually got to do a little, I don't know what word to use. So I did a
I'm
ritual, but
curious.
I don't know
Okay.
if that's I don't know if that's like
You religiously ceremonied? I
just
just burped it.
ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say ritual. So yeah, for my
I
spirituality,
You use some kind of spiritual practice.
yeah, okay. I did a spiritual practice this year for the
Us
first time.
non-heathens call it going to church.
I did not go to church. I did not go to Milton's church. I had my own little, what is it, communion? Is that it? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good word
Yeah,
for it.
I had my own little communion with my own little, they're not little. Anyways, so I did a spiritual practice for the first time this year. And I don't know because I again, I have my spirituality. I wish I was more active. That being said, I don't practice as much as I wish I would. And I don't know why that is, but when I take the time to actually do a practice or to do an activity, it just reminds me how much I do love it and how grounding it actually really is to me. And that's what we were talking earlier about, like the emotional grounding and how that goes into the healing pillar. Like my spirituality is so beneficial for that to me, and very much allows me to just be for a second, which is such a relief because I am more of a do person in certain aspects. But it was amazing. Like I loved it so much. And it was just this, you write 13 on individual papers, you write 13 intentions. And so with that, it's like very like this has already happened. And then you you give it back to the earth in some way. So I chose fire because I love fire. And it was
I don't even know
and
why
every
you would
night.
waste your energy with any other modality. What, watch it blow away in the wind when I can watch it burn? I mean, come on, that doesn't. I don't. Why is it a question?
Some people connect with different elements, Milton.
And some people are wrong. That's okay.
Oh my gosh. This is our therapist. But yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, every night for starting on the solstice, which was the 21st of December, you at random choose one and give it back and do that for 12 nights. And then on the 13th night, whatever you end up with, that intention is
So each night is a
yours.
different intention.
Yeah. And again,
Oh,
it's
cool.
chosen randomly. So you like fold the papers and you don't look until the 13th night. And then that last one is yours. So it's kind of like you've seen the video that Jordan shares, like the theme video of like instead of resolutions, choose a theme for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. What came is like my theme for this year in a way. And so it was really cool. And it just, again, I felt so present in my body when I was doing that. And that is also something that I don't do super often. So yeah.
I like that because it kind of goes into like what the purpose of hibernation and slowing down is, right? Like it is to rejuvenate and to give yourself back. So I think that ritual was really cool. I'm trying to think about how that sets me up. So we're going to have a big meeting with me and my wife and the operations manager, and we're going to look at our year and how we've done at Roots and this new stuff we're doing and a couple of new ideas that I want to start working on, and just the general direction of the clinic and where it's going and how we want to grow. We've got to open up a Salt Lake office here really soon. So like the difference between doing that from a non-grounded place, right? Like when we make these resolutions or we set these themes or these intentions from a non-grounded place and what that looks like versus when we're centered and grounded and actually like our eyes are open and our senses are open and we're not judging or blocking things and we're actually assessing what's wise for us to do over this next year, and I really want to have a clearer direction of what my role is with Roots. I want to be doing a little bit more on the business development side and the supervision side of things and what Roots needs to look like for me to do that. Because owner operation is always interesting. Like you're always battling the how much are you weighing doing the work versus running the business or growing the business or whatever. And everyone else has their things too. Like if you're trying to figure out, all right, how do I find more meaning in the work that I'm doing? I love going to the jobs that people don't want to do. The plumbers, the sanitation workers. Our city's in the midst of putting in a new portion of our sewer plant so that they can clean the water and use it for crop fields and what they call secondary water so that we're not wasting as much of our water. And like those jobs are horrible. You're around muck and guck. And yet, how often do you think about how that job helps everyone?
Right.
How often do you sit back and realize the contribution your job makes to other people? Even just the person who put these together. And then as us, are we grateful for those people? Are we grateful for the other people that are serving us, giving them their due respect for the things that they do? So maybe instead of having these goals, maybe work towards how do I just really respect what's going on, my process, where I'm at in life, recognizing still where I want to grow and become more or even just stabilize because that's a goal in and of itself, right? And you wouldn't have to worry so much about did you achieve did the checkbooks get checked off so that maybe when we come and do this same video next year, our first video back, maybe we should bookmark this and say, all right, we went back and we rewatched our video and now we're going to give you a report of like what we learned over this year. Even And I'm curious, like, because we tried to do that a little bit with our company holiday party. We scaled it down a lot, Victoria, but she joined online, and I'm actually curious, like, what did it feel like that it was like a scaled down version? Because my wife, our retirement plan, whether I want it or not, is party planning and events because she just loves doing events. And it was weird. We just didn't do an event this year. But like, I'm curious, what was your take on it and how did it feel?
I genuinely loved it so much. I loved the Secret Santa. I was concerned. I always feel a little concerned about Secret Santa. I don't know why. I just do. But I loved it. I thought it was so fun. Milt was my Secret Santa. He got me this amazing blanket that I sleep with all the time. I'm
Okay,
obsessed.
hold on. You have to tell that whole story.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're doing the Secret Santa. And
We drew names.
yeah, we drew names. This whole app, it was actually really cool. And all of a sudden, I get this package in the mail. So I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, but I have very curly hair. Like I am half black. My dad's side of the family is from Belize. We got curly hair. So I get this package and I'm like, oh, who is this from? I'm so excited. I love me Amazon packages. So I open up this package and there is I always forget the medicine name. It's like an ibuprofen.
Oh, it's Motrin.
Motrin.
It's
And
the
that's
brand name of ibuprofen.
yep. So there's Motrin. There are little eyelash clusters. There is a 3 package pack of Cottonelle wipes, flushable wipes.
Not flushable butt wipes.
Yeah, flushable wipes, butt wipes, and then a curling iron. So I was like, pardon my French, but what the fuck is this? Because where would this come from? Where would this come from? So just a little background as well. So for the wish list, Santa stuff, you could create a wish list from Amazon.
Curling iron was not on there.
There were 89 items on my wish list because I was like, I want to give the person as much variety as possible. And I love all of this. Nothing in this package was on my freaking wish list. So then I'm kind of like annoyed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, if this is for my Secret Santa,
Speaking of expectations,
there was an expectation and it was not met. Not even kind of. I am not an eyelash person. I'm not a makeup person. If I get eyelash extensions, I'll have them. Other than that, I don't really like to wear makeup in any kind of way.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's valid. It's a pain in the ass and it's expensive. Like I said, I have
Oh,
curly
fuck.
hair. I have no reason
I
for
can't
curling
figure out how
iron.
to get the backwards, like when I'm trying to do things backwards in a mirror, and like then you're supposed to touch things. Like I never get land on the
So you
right
have
spot.
no coordination. That's what I heard. Glad you're not a basketball player.
No, that's even worse.
Yeah. Anyways, so long story short, I ended up texting Mel and I was like, can you find out who my Secret Santa is and ask them if they sent me this? And I sent him a picture of it because I was like, I didn't tell him this, but in my brain, I was like, this isn't even kind of me. And even if you don't know me that well, you see me on the meetings, you know enough to know that none of this is probably great. I mean, I'll take the Motrin.
Apparently, you stank so bad that we needed to
I'll
fix
take
you from video.
Honestly, apparently, I'll take the butt wipes though. I'll use the butt wipes, and I use the butt wipes on my dog too, so that's nice.
Yeah, they're very useful.
They are. I'm not even mad. It's the curling iron and it's the eyelashes. And it's the fact that both of those things by themselves went over the Secret Santa budget. So I was like, what is
Yes.
that? Anyways, so Mel asks, and Mel's like, oh no, it's not from them. And I was like,
Oh,
are you sure?
Initially, you texted me, and I forgot it was me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm responding with, "Oh yeah, I'll go find out."
It worked great because it's supposed to be secret. So I really didn't catch on. I thought it was his wife. I thought Rochelle had gotten me.
It dawned on me at the end of the day. Oh yeah, that's me. I can guarantee you that box did not come from me.
That's so funny. So I get told it's not my Secret Santa. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have a
What stalker
stalker?
is sending me stuff.
Yeah, I was like concerned. So another little background. My mom just had surgery. It was like the week before this happened. Might have even been the week of. And it was like a pretty intense surgery. So next day, so I'm freaking out. Who is this package from? is somebody like watching me? And again, even if this person is watching me, why are they sending me this? Like, even if you're just watching me like a stalker, you should know, like, none of this is applicable. Anyways, the next day, my mom is like, we'll just leave it. And if there's another thing that comes in, then we'll be more concerned then. We'll see what we can do about it. So the next day, we get a knock on the door. No one knocks on our door ever, ever. My dog is freaking out. I'm freaking out. My mom is also like, what is happening? I open the door and there's a lady, so sweet, holding a bouquet of flowers. Says, "Are you Victoria Johansson?" I was like, yeah. And she's like, "These are for you." Hands me these flowers. I was like, what? So I'm looking at the card. There's no identifying information anywhere. So I'm freaking out even more. My mom finally comes over and opens the card up, and it's from Roots. So it wasn't a stalker. It was just my employment being very, very nice. And then I chatted the package, and apparently sellers on Amazon can just randomly get your information and send you things in hopes of a free review. So we don't have a stalker.
You actually do have a stalker. It's called All of the Businesses
Yeah,
on Amazon.
all the business.
Okay, but that was just a funny story. So tell me what your thoughts were on like the changes we made. So that was a completely long story. That was just
Yes.
funny.
Such a long story. No, I loved it. The Family Feud activity I thought was amazing. Like, I loved it so much. I walk out after work is done, and my mom's like, "You were so loud." I was like, "Mom, we were playing a game. It's fine." It was a fun moment of observing how competitive I can be. And I think it was nice that maybe I was online so that I could mute myself and like just have my moments.
Yeah, I just loved well, first off, like we usually do like a raffle, like we get really big gifts and small gifts, and everyone kind of leaves with something, but there's no guarantee. And we switched it this year, and we just got everyone a couple of things for if you're local, and then if you weren't, we just got you a gift card. It just felt different, and I appreciated that the gifts were really, really kind of personal to the people, even though they were silly, you know. Rochelle's still crying over her gift. Our operations manager went on her Facebook page and just pulled a bunch of pictures from Disneyland over the years and then made this like cool watching your family grow up at Disney. It was really cute. I think we'll definitely do that again this next year and try to make it again low key. And we'll probably demand that Victoria has to fly down. I don't know. All right. So we'll pick up next week. We'll be back on track. I hope that what we've done is set a good intention for the year. Like, we really want to make this a useful tool for people. Like, we want this to be something that isn't just something you watch. We want it to be something that helps you grow, helps you strengthen, helps you learn, all those things. Which one did I leave off? Heal. That's the one. So ultimately, so you can get to a place of acceptance, because I don't know if you've noticed, the world's getting crazier, or at least it feels like it's crazier. It's just crazier than my time that I ever remember growing up. And so, hopefully we can be a refuge from all those crazy things.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for the year to come.
Very exciting. We love it. Awesome.
Oh, signing off.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Rewrite Your Story. Take a moment to notice what story showed up for you today.
Remember, you're not your story, you're the one holding the pen.
And each moment is a chance to write a new chapter.
Be sure to join us next time as we keep exploring the path towards self-alignment.
We'll see you then.